Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wongeza August. If you're new here, that's my name. And if you're not, welcome back guys. Thank you once again for clicking on this video. Before I get started, I just want to remind you guys to please subscribe to my channel and also to follow me on socials, there where we can expand more on the conversation, etc, etc. I will be doing my makeup in this video. Again, all credit goes to Breda Family, and this was her idea. Okay, I just simply got inspired. Get your beverage ready. Today I'm only drinking water. It's about to be a crazy case. This case is famous. I want to say that at least 80% of people know about this case, but either way, we're gonna get into it. I also want to say that to people who've requested certain cases, I've got your requests. Your requests are coming through. It's just that certain cases take more reading and investigating to go through because there's so many articles and some of them contradict themselves. With that being said, let's jump straight into the video. So this is the very famous case of the Van Bredas. The Van Bredas consisted of a very prestigious family, very rich family here in South Africa, which consisted of 5 members of the family. There was Martin Van Breda, there was Teresa, the mother. So Martin's the dad, Teresa's the mother, Marley's the daughter, Rudy is the second youngest son, and then there was the youngest son who was 20 years old by the name of Henry Van Breda. Now, when the family had relocated so the father worked in real estate. They don't specify I think though he worked for a company in Australia that was German. It was a private German owned company, and people make tons of money in real estate. So yeah, it doesn't say what exactly he did. It just said that he worked in real estate, but he got filthy rich, and eventually they relocated back to South Africa. And in South Africa, they lived in the epitome of opulence. Stellenbosch, and not just in Stellenbosch, but in the Desalze Winelands Golf Estate. Now, this golf estate is famous for housing rich people. I feel like if you live in Stellenbosch, period, you're already being put under a certain category of being some type of rich. But this place, I mean, people said you had to be rich. You had to pay a fat ton of money to live there. And the reason being is that this estate was the epitome of safety and security, especially for people who are moneyed, because South Africa, it kind of has a high crime rate. So this was kind of a very safe, reassuring. You around other rich people, you are in a golf course. It doesn't get richer than that. So you guys can only imagine what or how shocking it was on the 27th of January 2015 when a phone call operator for the police force, whatever, received a call from one of the people from that estate saying that my whole family has been hacked with an X.
What is Stephen? What is your emergency?
Yeah. I need an ambulance. Lots of
The ambulance.
Yes, please.
What's your name, sir?
Henry from Breda.
So of course, someone got hurt, but not just anyone. Someone big, someone rich, a rich family in the Desalze Wineland Golf Estate got hurt. The police are gonna do more than just look into your case. They're gonna try and solve it. So the detective who was on the case, I'll insert his picture. He says the minute he walked into the house, he could immediately smell bullish. He said this was a robbery. Oh, I'm sorry, you said this was a robbery? According to Henry, while he was talking to the detective, Henry, the youngest son, right? He said a black man in a mask broke into the house while he was in a bathroom. So he was in one of the bathrooms. The bathroom, I don't know if I can have a picture to show you, but as soon as you walk upstairs and you turn towards the bedrooms, it's a bathroom kind of head to head with you having to walk towards the bedrooms. So he is saying that the door was ajar and he could see this man walking into the bedroom. He walked into his brother's bedroom, a bedroom he shares with his brother, mind you. So according to Henry, the guy walked in, just started flipping, attacking his brother, and he was scared, so he stayed in the bathroom watching this, right? He said he ran and got his dad, to help, but someone's attacking Rudy. The dad, Martin, jumps in, also gets attacked. The man starts swinging towards Henry, the young one, and he fights it off. He gets off lucky. He got off somehow. He's down, right? And he's just like, oh, okay, I'm hurt. And the guy goes on to hack. Oh, maybe that's not the right word. He goes on to attack his mom and his sister while they were sleeping, while his brother and father were unconscious on the floor. So this is Henry's story. Tell me why. So the police are like, okay, from the time this had happened, there was a 3-hour gap. Why didn't you call the police? Why didn't you call us? Why didn't you tell us you need help? What the heck, dude? Did this man not say? You guys are not gonna believe me. This man took a 3-hour nap. Like, I kid you not, I wish I was making this up, because I really do want to believe that this man really didn't attack his family. But this man took a 3-hour nap after allegedly this man broke into the house, killed his siblings, killed his parents, tried to kill him. After he left, he was like, whoa. And he took a 3-hour nap. Before he took the nap, it was also reported that he had called his 16-year-old girlfriend and she didn't answer because it was in the middle of the night, and then he took the nap, right? So now the detective I was telling you about, he said he smelled something fishy about this story, right? Something doesn't add up. So many things didn't add up. One of the things that he said just didn't make sense were how Henry was saying that these people were here to burglarize them, right? Now the kicker was that all their valuable possessions were downstairs while the family was sleeping upstairs. I'm talking the keys for all the cars, Teresa's handbag, designer handbag with, money and probably more keys for more of their cars was downstairs. Their valuable watches, their Rolexes and stuff were all downstairs. All of these things were downstairs. Now, why would the robbers feel a need to go upstairs and start murdering everyone upstairs while they could just simply get the goods that they want and then make their merry way out of there without having any type of interaction with the people who are living in the house? That was red flag number one. Now, one thing you guys also have to understand about this Wineland golf estate place is that this estate is known, it's notorious for being really, really safe, like I mentioned in the beginning. So one of the things that make it really safe is you enter, there are guards. You're driving around, there are cameras on the grounds of this thing. You are walking in, there are more cameras, and these cameras are temperature sensing cameras. As soon as something with heat, like bodily heat, whether it's an animal or a human, whatever, I don't know how they set them, as soon as it comes their way, they will go off and you will be detected by the freaking motherfreaking camera. So not even one person was seen in the surveillance cameras, trying to enter the house. How is it then freaking possible for them to get through so much security? Obviously, Henry is arrested because he's currently the only suspect. They can't find anyone on the freaking surveillance cameras. There's no motive. All the goods are not taken. And Henry was too calm. Henry was too calm. Also, on top of everything, I'll put his pictures of his injuries here. He had the world's most superficial kind of scarring. Imagine now, This person had managed to axe your whole family, ne? That's like what takes immense strength to do that. And this person barely grazed you. Barely grazed you. Your family's passed. Well, except for his sister. His sister was sent to emergency for operation because she was still alive when the paramedics got there, but all the others had died and were pronounced dead on the spot. But Henry had the world's most superficial, like, axe wounds ever, almost self-inflicted, I want to say. So he was arrested. Let's quickly talk about Henry's sister. So she was sent for months. She was like in a coma, and then she went in and out of surgery for months, right? And when she did come to, the police are hoping that she'll know who did this, but she unfortunately suffered from an amnesia that they called a retrograde amnesia, meaning that she cannot remember anything, and this is due to her head injury. So she cannot remember anything from that night. She cannot say if her brother did or did not attack them. So that line was cut for the investigators. So this is the part that's gonna kind of upset you the same way I was upset. But throughout the trial, right, Henry was let go because the case was being postponed and he was out on bail. That's when he met a girl named Daniela Jansa van Reinsberg, right? So that's where he met Daniel. And Daniel was just, she was so sure that Henry was not the one who did this. Was she there? No. But she was like, no, I can see it in his eyes. When the reporter asked, so have you looked at this man, right, in the eye and asked him, did you do this? She's like, so why didn't you? I didn't want to do that to him.
Did you ever say to Henry, did you do this?
No.
You never
like
said
that.
to him, tell me, look me in the eye, that you didn't do this, you didn't murder your family.
I did not do that.
I was like, girl, it's because you're afraid of the answer. As soon as you don't, you're afraid of the answer because I feel like subconsciously know that this person really might have done this, or you're just afraid to hear the truth because or whatever. Another person who was super supportive of Henry was her mom's, so Henry's Maka Teresa, so Henry's mom's sister. He was like, I'm gonna stand by him, I support him through all of this. And when the reporter is like, but he potentially killed your sister, he could have been the one who killed your sister, and she's like, even if he did, I'll support.
It's terrible to accept that Henry did do this.
It could be that it's too terrible to contemplate. However, nothing in my mind can think that it was possible or reasonable. There is no motive in my mind.
She was in complete denial of the facts. They just really wanted to believe, she really wanted to believe it so bad that a black man with an axe burglarized the home, didn't take anything, there's no sign of forced entry, left Henry to take a nap after the murders. People grieve differently, I guess. I guess she feels like Henry's still a part of her sister. But still, the fact that they had to make whole arrangements to keep Marie away from him when he was out on bail says something. And Ted again with Danielle, that girl is smitten. I am talking about this guy soon, the verdict. He was convicted of, manslaughter, murder of 3 people because Sister Ike survived, so it was only 3 people. And I'm telling you right now that this guy got like 3 life sentences behind bars, and Danielle, Miss Thing, is still submitting. I don't know what to think about Henry because I did not know him prior to this, but he looked like those quiet types, I was gonna call them weird, but for this context, you know those weird kids escolweni who are just quiet. Throughout all the pictures that I saw of him being taken from the moment he was taken to hospital, when they were taking his pictures for his injuries, to him being arrested, to him appearing in court, to him outside of court with Ikofundiagi, his eyes, there's something about his eyes that just don't sit right with me. Ingati, they are empty, if that makes sense. His behavior in court, because in court, so the judge is like, okay, I think you're guilty, this horrendous crime. I think you're guilty, I think you did it, therefore you're getting 3 life sentences. So I don't know if I mentioned this in the beginning or not, but he got life. I keep saying 3 life sentences because he got 3 different sentencings. He got life in prison for killing, his mother, father, and brother. And then he got 12 months for obstruction of justice. And then he got 15 years for attempted murder, for almost killing his sister. When he was being given this verdict, this sentence, when he was being told, this man literally he nodded. That was his reaction to the whole.
The murder of Rudy van Breda, you are sentenced to life in prison.
But when I tell you this man had zero, he didn't even flinch. When you go like, Chizabam, so many years. He didn't flinch. He just said, he just accepted that verdict. The detective the criminologist detective was asked, with that reaction, does she think that reaction is reaction of a guilty person? She said that she felt it was a reaction of someone who is cocky, like someone who is like a narcissist. So I was like, that's interesting. On to the theories of why Henry could have done this. So, I like to throw in the little conspiracy theories that are floating around in the internet. And one of the theories are that this man was having an argument with a family. When something is building up and it's an argument that's been had over a certain amount of times, and finally on this night he just snapped. A lot of things could be compromised of this. You could argue so many things under the umbrella of kind of an explanation, narcissism. Narcissism, where you kind of cocoon a child that they can't take no for an answer. And there also seemed to be an underlining of them thinking that especially you see this a lot with abantu who are more privileged or people who are not used to being said no to, is that they think of short-term solutions and don't think of long-term consequences. So we think I'm gonna fix the matter right now because we're arguing. You think like that? Maybe you thought he'd get away with it because he's also moneyed. Like I said, so many things that could have led detectives to think in this way, and I could see it because that's the how I rationalized it in my head. So second sort of explanation was that he was a tick addict. So this could also be true purely based on the fact that Henry, after he was let out on bail because the case was postponed, he was caught with Ikofundiagi Daniel, right? And they were caught for cannabis, so weed, right? So it kind of gives off a term, but okay, maybe he was exploring in the realm of drug use. So I could see where the detectives were going with that. I could see it. So they thought maybe he was addicted to tick because he had suddenly started acting irrational, and Henry just was not known to be who acts irrational. Like I say, he was a pretty chilled person. The third theory is that Henry, they were saying that he was possessed by demons. That's it. He was possessed by demons. That's it. That's the argument. And I didn't read about this one, but I think there's also an underlying matter of mental health that was probably not explored, even though he did go through psychiatry. I don't know if he would. I don't know, but I'm thinking, isn't that standard procedure for you to go under some kind of psychiatric evaluation? So he was not, that I read about. But I think that especially in this case is something that they definitely would have touched on. So I think he maybe some mental health problems. I don't know.
What kind of person does do this then, in your opinion?
I would say a psychopath. That's what I would say.
Because no normal human would do that to his own family.
That's the case of the Van Bredas. Yes, he's still arrested. He in 2018 asked for his sentence to be dropped. The High Court was like, no. His aunt is still fighting for him to get out. Her sister, I'm sure, is dealing with a lot of confusion, a lot of pain, and a lot of guilt for not remembering. So thank you guys for joining me once again on this video. This is the makeup look I came up with. I told you guys I don't wear makeup like that. So it's just something like to keep your eyes and my eyes busy while I'm telling the story. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope, oh, and please click the like button, please click the subscribe button. Like, if you watch more than one video from me, like, support a girl. What? Support me, please support me by, you know, subscribing and liking my video, so YouTube can see that I am serious about this. Like, this is so fun to me, so thank you guys for making this possible. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.